Fixed thinking patterns are the greatest obstacle to the progress of human civilization. Xiefeng. May 22, 2014. Once our thinking becomes fixed, we turn into an obstacle to the progress of human civilization. Unwittingly, we impede its development and advancement. We transform from reformers into conservatives, from progressives into reactionaries. Don't look around, this person could be you. Don't assume that these people are experts, scholars, officials, or leaders in various fields. This person could very well be you, an ordinary person. When someone refuses to accept new ideas, new ways of thinking, new methods, and new concepts, their thinking has already become rigid. And once thinking becomes fixed, that person becomes an obstacle to progress. When we believe we are right, we are already wrong. When we think we are correct, we are mistaken. When we stubbornly resist new ideas, new ways of thinking, new methods, and new concepts, we take a reactionary stance, suppressing the advanced forces of human civilization. Recently, while studying permaculture, organic farming, and natural farming, I realized that I, too, could become a barrier to progress. A small lapse in attention could turn me into a reactionary. For example, I instructed the brothers and sisters at the Katayer and Geezer homes to remove all the weeds in the fields to allow the fruit trees, crops, and vegetables to grow. This was a big mistake. According to natural farming principles, weeds should not be entirely removed. Permaculture and natural farming emphasize plant diversity, ecological balance, the symbiotic relationships among different plants, and the avoidance of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. They even avoid using organic fertilizers like pig manure, sheep manure, cow manure, chicken manure, and human waste. Instead, they rely on grass, microorganisms, bacteria, nitrogen from the air, and photosynthesis. They even minimize or avoid deep tilling of the soil. For decades, or even over a century, human production methods have violated natural principles, leading to the desertification of the earth. The problems we face today, air pollution, river and soil contamination, heavy smog, floods, droughts, hailstorms, tornadoes, strong typhoons, extreme heat, severe cold, species extinction, and increasingly severe natural disasters, are all consequences of past misguided production methods. If we don't change what we consider to be correct production methods, humanity's sustainable development will face increasingly severe challenges. At this point, the rise of natural farming and permaculture offers the best remedy for saving ourselves and represents a significant advancement in human civilization. However, traditional, though not ancient, farming methods and established production models have rigidified our thinking. We favor monocultures and dislike the presence of weeds. We prefer cutting down trees, clearing grass, and deeply plowing the land, which leads to desertification. We are eager for quick results, relying heavily on chemical fertilizers and pesticides, which impoverish the soil. We like uniformity, which destroys biodiversity and ecological balance. If we continue rejecting new ideas and methods, stubbornly believing that traditional thoughts and practices are correct, then the vicious cycle will be hard to break, and humanity will face even greater crises. If we do not change our production and living methods, endless problems and turmoil will continue to plague us. But to change production and living methods, we must first change our thinking. We must dare to abandon outdated thought patterns and embrace new ways of thinking, constantly innovating. Without this, humanity will struggle to reach new levels of civilization. Farming methods need to change, production methods need to change, but what about our way of life? Shouldn't it change as well? Traditional marriage and family lifestyles are the root of human selfishness, the breeding ground for many crimes, the barrier preventing people from achieving happiness, joy, freedom, and contentment, and the source of conflict and misfortune in society. The evidence shows that the second home lifestyle model created by Lifechanyuan, which replaces the traditional marriage and family lifestyle, benefits every person on earth. The facts are clear. So why do people not only reject it but also suppress, attack, slander, and even seek to destroy it? This is due to fixed thinking patterns. Fixed thinking refuses to accept new ideas, new ways of thinking, new methods, and new concepts, stubbornly clinging to the belief that it is correct. People would rather cling to outdated, flawed systems than update their production and living methods. Embracing nature, returning to nature, and learning from it. What can we learn from nature? We can gain endless knowledge. For example, nature is diverse, not singular, only diversity can maintain balance. Plant diversity maintains ecological balance, and social diversity maintains societal harmony and stability. This requires us to open our minds, be more inclusive, and avoid rigidly believing that we are always right. Those who prefer marriage and family should be allowed that choice. Those who favor new living models should be free to adopt them. Those who believe in God should be allowed their belief. Those who don't believe in God should also have that freedom. Weeds and crops must coexist, and diverse thoughts must coexist, benefiting and balancing each other. This is nature, this is harmony. As I write these reflections, I must ask myself, am I right? Of course, I cannot be certain, because perhaps there are already people whose thoughts are more advanced, more civilized, and closer to the truth than mine. I cannot allow my thinking to become fixed. I must continue learning, remain open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, new methods, and new concepts.